Cries in the name of God will not slow your landing craft down, because if you do, the mission will be delayed and it will fail. Few soldiers in World War II inspired as much awe, fear and controversy as Robert Blair Paddy Mayne, a founding member of the Special Air Service and one of the most formidable commandos the Allies ever fielded. Mayne's story is one of extreme courage, relentless aggression, tactical brilliance, and a post-war life haunted by the ghosts of combat. More than 80 years later, his legacy remains fiercely debated, with many still arguing he was unjustly denied the Victoria Cross, Britain's highest award for gallantry. So who was Paddy Mayne? And why does his name still echo through military history? From rugby star to elite commando. Born in New Townards, Northern Ireland in 1915, Robert Blair Mayne showed greatness long before the war. A natural athlete with a fierce competitive spirit, he excelled in rugby, earning a place on Ireland's national team and later the prestigious British and Irish Lions. His playing style was aggressive, disciplined and strategic, traits that would later define him as a soldier. When World War II erupted, Mayne left behind his legal studies and rugby career to join the British Army. His physical strength, endurance and fearless nature quickly set him apart, earning him a place in the newly formed British Commandos. Their brutal training pushed men to their limits, but Mayne thrived, proving himself a natural leader with an unmatched ability for combat. Joining the SAS, a perfect match. In 1941, David Stirling created a new elite unit, the Special Air Service. Designed for deep penetration raids behind enemy lines, the SAS required soldiers who were stealthy, ruthless, and capable of independent action. Mayne was all of that, and more. He became one of the SAS's most effective and feared warriors, leading night raids across North Africa, Sicily, Italy, France, and Germany. His ability to move undetected, strike with precision, and vanish into the desert earned him a reputation as one of the most terrifying men of World War II. A terror behind enemy lines. Mayne's legend began in the deserts of North Africa. In one of the SAS's earliest major successes, he led a nighttime raid on a Libyan airfield deep behind enemy lines. Moving silently between rows of parked aircraft, Mayne and his men planted explosives on more than 30 enemy planes. But sabotage wasn't enough for him. He led his men into a nearby mess hall where Italian and German soldiers were gathered. Without hesitation, Mayne kicked down the door and unleashed a brutal surprise attack. The psychological impact was enormous. Axis troops began whispering about a ghost-like figure who struck without warning. Mayne personally destroyed dozens of aircraft, fuel depots and supply convoys. He moved like a phantom, appearing suddenly, inflicting maximum damage and disappearing before the enemy could react. Under his leadership, the SAS became one of the most feared units of the war. Brilliance and controversy. Mayne was adored by his men for his loyalty, intelligence and willingness to lead from the front. If he ordered an attack, he was the first through the door. But he was also unpredictable. His temper was legendary, especially when alcohol was involved. One infamous incident occurred in Cairo when he was denied leave to attend his father's funeral. In a drunken rage, he rampaged through the city, destroying property and fighting anyone who crossed his path. He should have been court-martialed, but his superiors knew the SAS needed him. No one could do what Mayne did in combat. Even today, historians debate his true personality. Some portray him as reckless and wild. Others who served with him describe a disciplined, intelligent, soft-spoken man who carefully calculated every risk. Mayne was a man of contradictions, both a hero and a troubled soul. The Victoria Cross he never received. One of the greatest controversies surrounding Mayne is the award he didn't receive. In April 1945, near Oldenburg, Germany, a British unit was ambushed and pinned down. Without hesitation, Mayne took a lone jeep and a single volunteer and charged straight into enemy fire. He rescued multiple wounded soldiers, evacuated them, and forced German forces to retreat, all while under intense fire. His commanding officers immediately recommended him for the Victoria Cross, but the recommendation was quietly downgraded to a 4th Distinguished Service Order. An extraordinary achievement, but not the VC he deserved. Why? Historians offer several theories. The SAS was viewed by traditional officers as an unruly, unconventional unit. Mayne's volatile reputation may have made high command uncomfortable. Some believed the establishment didn't want the VC associated with a man they saw as too unpredictable. Even King George VI reportedly questioned why Mayne was denied the award. To this day, many consider it one of the great injustices of World War II. A troubled post-war life. After the war, Mayne returned home a changed man. Severe spinal injuries left him in constant pain, ending his athletic career. He worked as a solicitor, but civilian life offered none of the purpose or adrenaline he had known in combat. PTSD was not recognized at the time, but modern historians agree Mayne suffered deeply from it. His drinking worsened, and he struggled to find peace. On December 14, 1955, after a night of heavy drinking, Mayne crashed his car into a parked lorry and died instantly. He was only 40 years old. For a man who had survived countless deadly missions, it was a tragic and anticlimactic end. The mystery of his personal life. Mayne never married and had no known romantic relationships. This has led to speculation, including theories that he may have been a closeted homosexual during a time when living openly was impossible, especially in the military. Others argue he simply devoted himself entirely to war, leadership, and the SAS, leaving no room for personal attachments. The truth may never be known. A legacy that will never fade. Whether or not he ever receives the Victoria Cross posthumously, Robert Blair Paddy Mayne remains one of the most extraordinary warriors of the 20th century. His courage, tactical brilliance, and ability to strike terror into the enemy reshaped modern special forces warfare. He was more than a soldier. He was a force of nature. His legend will never fade. Mayne's legacy cannot be separated from the man who first recognized his potential. David Stirling, the visionary founder of the Special Air Service. If Mayne was the SAS's unstoppable tactical fist, Stirling was its mind. The architect who designed a new kind of warfare built on stealth, speed, and audacity. Their partnership reshaped modern special operations. Stirling saw in Mayne a rare combination of discipline, aggression, and creativity, and trusted him with missions that demanded absolute brilliance. In turn, Mayne took Stirling's ideas and pushed them further than anyone imagined, proving that small teams of elite soldiers could cripple entire enemy networks. Together they forged the identity of the SAS, one as the strategic mastermind, the other as the relentless warrior who turned theory into legend. And while Paddy Mayne's story stands on its own as one of the most extraordinary tales of World War II, it is only one half of the saga. To truly understand how the SAS became the world's most feared special forces unit, you have to know the man who created it. David Stirling, the father of the SAS, is next. Thank you for listening. If you would like to help the channel grow, just hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Thank you so much.